Well, Mohammed al-Salak is the former spokesperson for the Libyan Presidential Council and joins us now from Cairo. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to speak to us. This version of events that Saif al-Islam Gaddafi was killed by a team of commandos, it's being reported, at his home in Zintan. Do you believe and do you think this version of events is credible?
Hello, Tom. Thank you for having me. Well, up until now, what we heard from Zintan appeared that a professional hit squad entered the Zintan, infiltrated, opened fire, and disappeared. So we're talking about an operation which is clear, fast, and silent. It's rare in a city like Zintan, which is a tight net city. Well, I don't think we have a unified narrative regarding the assassination of Saif al-Islam Gaddafi. Up until now, we are just hearing rumors, statements from here and there, and there is lack of clarity.
Okay, I mean, the assailants remain at large. That's pretty much all we know. Has any new information emerged as to who might have been behind this?
Well, there is a possibility, as you mentioned before, that we had a professional team from outside, and maybe an insider leaked key information for them, because the way they told us, it's not used in Libya. We don't get used to such assassinations like this. Well, it was very professional. They disappeared without being noticed, very quick. I mean, up until now, no statements, and either Colonel Al-Ajami Al-Ateri and his son Mohammed, who protected Saif for years, have yet to speak. And they likely to know what happened exactly. They noticed something, but they remain silent, and we don't know why up until now.
Just listening to what you're saying, Mohammed, I mean, you're saying this was highly professional. These sort of things don't often happen in Libya. I mean, it seems to me that you're erring towards the side that perhaps somehow there was some foreign involvement in this. Do correct me if you think I've misunderstood you. If that is the case, who would have been involved and why?
Well, it's a high possibility, actually, based on the story we've heard, as I told you before, but I cannot point fingers now. I cannot say who exactly, because Saif al-Islam were controversial. He also used to be a significant figure. So he has competitors, he has enemies inside and outside Libya, also reported by ICC, International Criminal Court. So the guy were really, I can say, dangerous, or very dangerous. So he's wanted by several parties.
But he had kept.
Why we said foreign forces? Why we said this? Because of the way that the operation carried out.
Right, but he'd been keeping a low profile, hadn't he? I mean, Saif al-Islam Gaddafi was, you know, since 2021, when he said he might one day run for president. I mean, he hadn't been doing and saying very much in the public eye, had he?
That's true, but he has supporters, and not only from his tribe, but also from the areas that used to that they're still loyal to his father's regime. They also, I mean, they also have supporters from people who are frustrated because of what happened after 2011, because of the revolution and the political division, the economic, the institutional division, the security, the economy, and all what happened after 17th February Revolution. I mean, the guy were really a significant figure. So if you watch the news before 4 years when he ran for the elections, he has huge supporters from everywhere. So maybe that's one of the issues that led to the assassination.
Sure, and I mean, we saw the pictures of his funeral. I mean, thousands of people seemed to attend his funeral last week. I mean, what's your understanding of what the reaction inside Libya has been? I mean, it's been nearly a week, hasn't it, since he was killed?
You've mentioned the funeral. It was not just a message from his family or the tribe. It was also a political message that the previous or the former regime were still a part of the process, and they shouldn't be ignored. They should be considered as a part of the process. They have supporters all over the country. I'm not one of them, but I'm just trying to describe what's going on. So the funeral were a big message to all the political parties that we will carry on. We used to support Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, we will carry on. I don't know how, but if they have a plan B or something, they are now in a big trouble, because it was not just a symbolic, but he was the leader of their political project. I mean, they now trying to find a replacement. Are they thinking of a replacement? One of his brothers? I don't know. Either one of the family or a different person, but they still exist. They have supporters all over the country.
Yeah, I mean, the Gaddafi family was large. I mean, but as you say, not clear who would be the next anointed successor, if you like, of Muammar Gaddafi, who was killed 15 years ago. And I'm just wondering, Mohammed, do you think there is much nostalgia in Libya for the Gaddafi days?
Yes, of course. Well, because of the impacts of the revolution, the institutional, what we have seen about the institutional division, political division, the lack of legitimacy, and the chaos all over the country. You can see the international community helped us to get rid of a despotic regime, left us in a complete mess with dozens of militias, with dozens of dictators. So the Libyan people used to have to deal with all of this mess. So of course they have some sort of nostalgia for the former regime, not because it was perfect, but because the past were better than the present. So that's why, and they are worried about the future. So that's why they have this nostalgia. If we have a new government with the lasting prosperity and lasting dealing with the problems, and if we have a new government that could deal with the problems now, and bringing stability to the country, and fixing or addressing all the problems of the files, the complicated files that we are dealing with, of course, they will go with it. But up until now, as you see, we have only mess in the east and the west and all over the country.
Sure. I mean, the country remains divided, as you say. I mean, one of the interesting reactions to Saif al-Islam Gaddafi's death came from Russia, Moscow calling for a thorough investigation. Do you think there will be an investigation?
Well, come again, please.
Russia has called for an investigation into Saif al-Islam Gaddafi's death. Do you think there will be a thorough investigation?
Well, I don't think so, because considering the fact that the family called for independent international investigations, but on the other hand, they said they trust our Attorney General, Russia, maybe. They just trying to issue a statement to clear their position regarding the former regime and Saif al-Islam Gaddafi especially, just because they want to always be against the States and Britain and other countries. They just want to play games maybe against the countries that they made it very clear they refused Saif al-Islam. They refused former regime. They had statements about this. So I think this kind of political games maybe.
Okay, and just lastly, I mean, what does the death of Saif al-Islam Gaddafi change as far as Libya is concerned?
Well, it's a turning point actually, because it wasn't just a normal operation. It was an extraordinary one. They targeted a significant figure, has supporters. It's a whole project. They were working on it for years to get back through elections. But now someone destroyed this by what happened last week. So that will affect the reconciliation, national reconciliation, would affect the political process. They would affect the comprehensive settlement, the whole political process, as I mentioned before. It won't be something that we can come over.
Okay, well, we really appreciate you taking the time to speak.
Or come over easily.
Sure. Okay, Mohammed Al-Salak, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us. We really appreciate it.